Steve Gamache with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product video, and this time we're looking at the Sukenari Ginsan Gyuto 240mm knife. This line of knives has a core steel of what's known as Ginsanko or Silver 3. Ginsan, different names for it, stainless steel. Heat treat on that core steel is about 61 to 62 Rockwell at the edge, and the construction is a stainless steel cladding with a nicely done Kasumi semi-polished finish on it. You can see the core steel cladding liner right there. These have a nice embossed logo kanji on it, and you can kind of see the shape of the grind of the knife there, the curve towards the edge on both sides. Nicely constructed knife. Weight on this is 6.4 ounces, 182 grams. Blade length is 231 on this, so a little under a true 240. 9.1 inches. Overall length about 15 inches. Spine thickness at the heel here, about the chin of the heel, is about 2.6 millimeter, and we hold a fair amount of that going down just a touch, and then hold that most of the way through until the pretty thin tip with the grind of the knife. So it doesn't have a huge amount of distal taper, but it gets pretty darn thin at the tip. The height on this is generous, 50 millimeters, and the handle is just a well done basic Howood octagonal Howood buffalo horn ferrule with decent fit and finish on it. It's a nice handle. Handle circumference is generous, 81 millimeter, 3 3/16, but it fits the knife quite well in the hand. You've got a pretty nice fit and finish on these blades. I think they're pretty well, they're actually really well done. You've got good fit and finish on the spine, choil into the emoto or neck, ready to go out of the box. Edges are really nice on these knives. I'll give this a solid 7 out of 10. Generous bevel, nice angle on the edge bevel, and pretty high polish to it. It's very sharp with very good bite or tooth to it, so these are really well done on the edge. And balance point, a little bit in front of a pinch grip, but it's a pretty generous blade with a very light handle. And so there's your balance point, which is a little bit in front of a pinch grip. The edge profile on this is a gentle sweep. Camera to help us out here. There we go. Gentle sweep on the edge, and there's the grind of the knife. It gets pretty thin down at the edge. Let's put it on the board and take a look. So, with that generous blade height, we've got a fair amount of belly towards the tip, so you can rock this thing really nicely. Got a small flat spot, maybe about the back third of the blade, towards the heel. It rolls into that just gently. Very nice roll into that heel. And you've got a fair amount of curve to the belly on the tip, so you can get way up here before you start digging in the tip on the board. So it'll go pretty high over stuff if you want it to. So there's your edge profile. Again, I really like these knives. I'm not one of those guys who's like 240, 240, 240 all the time versus 210. But between this one and the 210 version, I really like the 240 a lot better. It's heavier, it's got a little more mass, it just goes through product a little bit easier with that extra weight, and it just, for me, was just a lot easier to use the 240 on this one than the 210. That's not always the case, I don't always say that, but between the two, the 240 really, I just thought did a nicer job and just made my life quite a bit easier going through ingredients. So just personal preference there from using both of them a little bit. So there you have the Sukenari Ginsan all stainless Gyuto 240mm.